what part of the world you're from. I got to fix these because I've been throwing them behind my back. I'm in here in the temple right now, and I have like a mess on my neck because I've been trying to keep, I don't want to snag it. You know how you don't want to snag your pearls? You understand? You want to clutch them instead. Oh, y'all, well, it looks like I'm going to be doing this for a minute, don't it? Okay, this will give me some time while I'm waiting to get somebody in here. What? Yeah, go ahead on. Okay. How are you, the Smoke One Show? How you doing? Hello, Astro. Thank you for moderating. I got a huge mess here. It is hot in the Temple of the Crossroads because I try to keep the air off, you know. I have to cool my own house. How am I going to be cooling, you know? I'm going to be cooling everything. You know what I'm saying? I do think that I may need to, I need to come a little bit more often because it's smoking hot, y'all. It's smoking hot. And I want to talk about it. I really do. So I got all of the plants and stuff watered. I want y'all to see that. Can y'all see those? I had some in the window. I wound up having to take them out. The orchid is still doing good. See, orchids like heat. They love it for it to be hot, and they like it to be dry. But I had to take my African violets out because the sun was actually burning the tips of the leaves. I've never seen anything like this before. I've never seen it. I have a jade. For all of you all who know what a jade is, a jade succulent, and they're very, very particular. So I had it, and I noticed some leaf drop on it. So I moved it last week, put it in another position away from the sun, and it had even more leaf drop when I put it somewhere else. So I maneuvered it and moved it over. And I put it in the bathroom. And we're gonna see, because I think bathrooms are a little bit more humid. I don't know. Jades like humidity. But when you got a plant that is like not looking so well, you can take it and put it in different locations of the house until you see a recovery. And sometimes people put them outside, you know, which I wouldn't put the jade outside or anything like that, because if I put it outside, it may get a lot of rainwater and drown. They don't like lots of water. The water has to be just right. They don't want it to be too dry. They don't want it to be too wet. They just don't like to be bothered. But everything else is doing fine in here. But anyways, I'm coming here. So you're going to see me sweating a little bit, which you got to sweat. Okay? I believe in everything natural. You understand? All the way from my hair, my skin, everything is natural. And so you need to sweat to help your kidneys. Your kidneys need help with excreting toxins and fluids and those things of that nature, okay? And it helps to produce, for people who need it, you know, some good old sebaceous oils to give your skin this vibrant. People say, oh, how do you get your skin to be like that? It's naturally like that when I receive lots of sunlight, you know, and, just sweating, allowing yourself to sweat. I don't wear deodorants. I don't do all of those things. You know what I'm saying? So I allow myself to detox, you know, in all of these areas here. Your body has to allow that. And a lot of people say, oh, it stinks so bad when I let myself go without deodorant. I have to put my deodorant on. And this is why you're sick. Because not only is it a natural pheromone, but whatever that is in there has a lot to do with your health. And the stinkier it smells, I'm not saying don't wash under your underarms. Wash under your underarms every single day. But what's coming out, you can't wash that off. You can't wash the inside of your body off. So whatever is coming out needs to. So those are pheromones. as well as your health. And like I said, the smellier it smells, the more healthier you are. Now, if it's not smelling under your arms when you wash and don't wear deodorant, I'm not saying you're not healthy. I'm trying to tell people this is natural to sweat and have a musty odor. I mean, like most of us have that if we don't wear deodorant. Am I right? And you're not, when you wash down between your legs, you have other glands there that secrete whatever, just like under your arms, and you need to allow yourself to sweat. The reason I'm saying this is because we're coming up into the dark period, to the days of darkness, and you're gonna have to get used to not having deodorant and all those different things that you normally have. But anyways, yeah, so I wanted to talk about a lot of this stuff. Salt is going to be a problem, to be storing sea salt, because like if everything's shut down, your body have to have salt. Where are you going to get your salt? Where are you going to get your salt? Where are you going to get your potassium? Where are you going to get these things? So you need salt. And a lot of people say, I put baking soda on. I've just been looking at a lot of videos. I'm just going to wear me some baking soda. Where you get your baking soda when the shit hit the fan? Where's the baking soda going to come from? They're getting ready to close the borders to the ocean. That's to keep you from getting out and them from coming in, because once this reset hits, once this tribulation really gets kicked off and it began, people are going to be to their own devices. All of those that are left that have not been exterminated, and they're going to be desperate people. Some people are going to try to swim for it. Some people are going to try to make boats and go in the ocean and whatever. The control must stop. So this is the end of control. Well, no man will tell you where you can be on this planet, where you can't. This planet was gifted to us when we came here. This is our gift. You understand? So there will not be police officers. They don't know it. Won't be armies and things like this. People are going to be rogue. Every man and woman will be their own soldier. Meaning that there's going to come this time where it's not going to be like a surprise to see a woman with her baby on her back and a goddamn automatic semi-weapon on her side. You may see a 10 or 12-year-old with one. Research, if you don't believe me. Go and look at those places like Liberia at one time, which I am a Liberian and I'm very proud of it. At one time, Liberia was in the 80s, they were at war. You understand? They just now getting themselves back together again. I don't know if I ever get a chance to visit now with all of this craziness going on, but I've always said, I'm going to visit that place. You know what I'm saying? But now the world seems to be at war. So what I wanted to talk about is this. Everybody's hyping up, oh, the Cern Machine. They're going to turn it on July 5th. They've been turned the Cern Machine on. What are you waiting for? The Cern Machine been on a long time ago. But they owe it to the public because the Galactic Federation, you understand what I'm saying? There's so many Galactic Federations, okay? So many divisions of them have told them to not only, give reparations, recognition, I would rather say recognition, to those who you took the land from all over the planet and pillaged, raped, stole from. So this is why here and there, like I always tell you, they want to give you a little some. Well, let's recognize Juneteenth and give them ice cream as they exploit it. Let's eventually make it a national holiday and everybody can be out of school or off work for it. These are little bit of like little trinkets that they're giving you, but they've been told to be honest and tell the truth, and they don't want to do it. And as they do this, the consequence is glacier ice sheet melt at the Arctic and other snow melt in other places that's normally very, very cold. They're going to become warm. You know, it's a big hype now that the temperatures are getting right nice in the Arctic right now. So, you know, it's the war the war that you see between the nations is over it. Because no one owns the Arctic. There's a treaty that governs it and say, hey, look, commoners can't go. You got to get permission from scientists. I mean, scientists must get permission. A lot of people have been denied. Even aircrafts are not allowed to fly over. But now that it is warming up and the temperatures and stuff, you know, are really nice. If you're a person that likes really, really cold weather, you thrive well in it. Eventually they'll start building homes. Fresh water melt. Since we got this water shortage and this huge demand for water now, because most of the water, because there's an abundance of water here on this flat planet, okay? Whatever you want to call it. Abundance. We're surrounded by water. What you see in the sky is water. A projection, and you can see the water molecules bouncing off. They call them what, Mars and Uranus and Saturn and all of these names. It's an abundance of water. We're encapsulated in water because water is life. The only reason why we have this so-called water shortage is because a lot of the water they are taking it underground as they create their refuges to flee the justice. And the justice is the sun that will judge. Now, what y'all seeing in the sky now, those are devices. Okay? Those are devices that are like solar power generated devices that collect our solar energy or our soul's energy into itself, because we're in a matrix system. And then that energy that is stored in there is this great light that you see, man-made. So know what you're asking. What is the true sun? Good question. Where is the true sun? Like I said, it is covered. It is being filtered. They're doing all type of things to it to keep you from getting your natural downloads. At the same time, too, it's the enemy of them, because it is going to eventually exterminate the globalist. They're not going to survive this. This is why you're hearing all about this, you know, them going underground. Read your revelations, because it is true. Okay? So they're taking food down there, water down there. And meanwhile, they have told those people at CNN and Fox and all these news stations not to let us know anything, because they want to make sure they have enough of what they need before we come and take over it. Okay? They got seeds stored, vaulted up, all of that stuff. Now, what's going to create this apocalypse, this Soylent Green situation, and watch the movie if you haven't seen it, is the fact that most of the seeds will be underground with them, which will cause us to have if you take away all the seeds, then the earth itself will not have any vegetation that will feed us. So they're anti-feeding us. So anything that we can use to be self-sufficient, be independent, and not need anything from them, you understand, they want it to destroy. They want to control that so that they can control us, control our population. So this is the madness that all of you all are facing right now. They're talking about medication shortages, which I already knew that was coming. Let's go ahead and get rid of, we can quickly and swiftly get rid of those that depend on medicine to stay alive, whether it be ventilators, dialysis machines, You know, anything that runs on electricity and anything that needs like thyroxine, because your thyroid is out and your thyroid is not acting right, then you're gonna succumb to that if you don't have thyroxine. If you have high blood pressure and you found no other way to control it, and your body is dependent on pharmaceutical, you're eventually going to have, you know, like a, you know, cardiovascular accident or something like that, a myocardial infarction, these type of things, aneurysms, kidneys go out, heart worn out, no more artificial hearts. This is serious. You have a donor heart, a donor liver, a donor kidney in your body, and your body is dependent upon a medication to suppress your immune system, so your immune system won't come later on and destroy these organs, because it's someone else's and your body don't recognize it, it's gonna attack it. So now you don't have that medication. See this, what I'm talking about? So it's all about getting this is the practice period as to how to live without the things that they've provided for us. And don't get me wrong, it was nice and I'm still benefiting from it, and I need it. I need it. It was so tough. Oh my God, I just couldn't take it. You understand? I can't take it. And I'm talking about just so hot, I can't see how people can live in their houses without air conditioning. When those dark days come, there won't be no air conditioning. When those dark days come, the clouds that they put in the sky to protect us from that device, they're not going to be doing that. No more chemtrails, none of that stuff. This is going to be a rogue place that's going to eventually turn desolate. I don't know when that's going to be, maybe not in our lifetime, but you're in the beginning of seeing the stages. Okay, I know you're watching the video, but could you please, stop coming in and out, because it's causing this stuff to go off. So I need you to hang on and wait till I'm off, please. Okay. I'm sure you'll understand that it's disrupting me, it's disrupting the video. How's everybody doing? Who we got? Hey, Mapina. Hey, Shirley W. Hey, XOCHI. Well, hey, how are you? Hey, Empress, how are you? Hello. No, I'm sorry, little chair. I have a policy. I make dolls myself personally, okay? When I make my dolls, I always give instructions. Here lately, for sure, what I'll do is send a document off to the person's cell phone, how to operate mine. Now, I do have a book that you can purchase on Amazon. Look down there in my description box, and you'll see the Voodoo Operational Doll Manual. You can purchase that if you like, but I don't necessarily tell. Okay, but you watching, you gotta wait till I get off of here, okay? Wait. But you can always go back to your doll maker and ask questions, okay? Always ask, because I'm telling you, the people who get my dolls ask a lot of questions. But I always send them a document. Ask her to or him to send you a document to your Word. 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 You ever heard of Word? Office Word. Get that. Okay. Hope that helps. Hi, Akita. How you doing? Okay. Hey, Jewel. Okay. So get ready to hear the hype. About July 5th, Like I said, the Galactic Federation requires that they are letting us know when they're doing big projects like this. So their sneaky way of saying, hey, look, you know, it's coming July 5th is to say, well, we told them, but they didn't tell us in time. Now, you want me to tell you how I know that they've already started doing what they've already turned that machine on. It's up blasting right now. Is because these are some things that some of you all are going to notice. You're going to start noticing things, objects missing out of your home. Personal items will be missing. Things they like forks, spoons, plates, food, undergarments, things in different locations, because when that thing goes to full throttle, we're going to disrupt, interrupt, and merge with other timelines. Okay? I'm not the only copy. There are other copies of myself. See, that's why I say watch Get Out. Please watch Get Out. Please watch, what's that other movie? Them, I think it was called Them. Or They or something. I can't remember the name of it. These are some of the issues you'll start. It's going to be so crazy. And I'm not saying everybody will. It just depends on how in sync you are with your with your consciousness, okay? Because there's many levels to it, okay? But you got other copies that are living their lives, different stages of their lives. You have another copy of Earth and beings just like yourself that's on there, exactly like you're wearing the same thing you got on. Same outfit, same this, but they're leading or living different lives at different stages. There's another copy of you that's only 5 years old. There's a copy of you that's advanced age, maybe 78, and you still over here in your 30s. See, and this is what they want to play games with. They want to play God. And the whole thing is to, in my opinion, to switch timelines with people. Make you them, make them you. It's a game. It's an experiment, but it's going to cause issues with you. Some people say some Mandela issues will arise and stuff like that, which I haven't seen anything that's necessarily Mandela, but I have seen and heard of, like, me and Mr. Willie have had situations where, you know, he's seen me in some different locations of the house. My son has seen me in some different locations of the house. So we've had that issue, and like some issues with little things are just in different places. Like Mr. Willie just went in the kitchen and there were just like $10 that we don't have cash really around. Most of our money stay in the bank. It's just $10 on the floor. He said, look at this. This is money. Some money on the floor. You know, things out of place. Things that are not, you know what I'm saying? Just like it was a document that a lady left in my daughter's car, because they do this in ride share. A document wasn't in there nowhere. She was frantic. King was frantic. The next day, the document was right there on the passenger seat where they left it. Things like that. Mr. Willie had a situation like that where somebody said that they left their eyeglasses, and a coworker left glasses in his car, and they couldn't find them in the car, and then later on the things will start showing up. Some things may not never show up. So this machine is fully functioning. Don't wait till July 5th, okay? And I've told you some things that you can expect. What's dangerous about this, when they're trying to swap timelines like that, like rewrite history. Y'all know the true history of what it was way before now. Well, with this machine, they have the ability to change it. So, and I think that's sort of like Mandela too. So now, instead of it being this is how it all got started. It has started another way, and you're going to be left scratching your head wondering, hey, wait. Somebody almost threw me off like that yesterday. We know Kobe Bryant has passed away. You're gonna find like some people that you know supposed to be dead, but when they start really getting into working this machine the way they want, you're gonna find out that some of the people that's supposed to be dead, they're gonna be alive. You're gonna be like, wait a minute now, Whitney Houston is supposed to be dead. Wait a minute, Michael Jackson is supposed to be dead. And these people can alive themselves. Now, I saw a video where a man was in Bancroft and he was filming. And he said, oh my God, that's Michael Jackson. And I looked at him. That looked like Mike. I'm not talking about these imposters and stuff like that. These, what you call these people when they be trying to look like them and stuff like that. I ain't talking about that. When they try to clone and have surgeries done like this. This looks like a 60-year-old man. Mike would have been in his 60s. His neck was wrinkled. His face was wrinkled. It looked like Mike, and he had a wig on with a sun hat on. He was what made it so crazy. He was driving like a regular car like we would. He was right in front of a liquor store and just putting his liquor in the back. And he was kind of frail, walking kind of frail like. But anyways, if y'all want to see that video, it's on my channel, Temple of the Crossroads channel. It looks just like him, very convincing. But I'm not saying that this is because of CERN. My honest opinion, and I might lose y'all right here, I don't think necessarily a lot of these celebrities are dead. They can tell us anybody. They can tell us the president is dead. He died. Then you got all these emotions going on, and they're collecting energy from emotions now. Okay? They can also distract you with emotions. I mean, you see, to get emotions, they can distract you and keep you from concentrating, because everybody is figuring out what's going on right now. So they need lots of distractions. So they can come and just say the president passed. He died. But instead, the president is very much alive. He's just underground, you know. So some of these celebrities, when they want to retire, they're done with it or what have you, they'll just announce their deaths. I don't believe you're dead unless I see you in a casket. And that don't mean nothing, because they'll put a silicone, they can put a silicone replica, like everybody's talking about, what's the Maxine Waters, you know, that hey, this is what she looks like in real life, but why is she looking like this? You know, they were showing this, what looked like, they kept calling it a clone, but it's not y'all, you can call it a clone if you want to. But actuality, if you look at it good, the ears and everything, that was an individual that allowed them to put a silicone. Mike used to love to do that. Y'all remember? And the Nutty Professor, they put it over. They put it over your head, and it stops here. If y'all look at the clone real good, right here at the neck, they put a necklace there. But you can see where the mask has actually stopped right there at the neck. Look at that good. That's a silicone mask. And the reason why they decided to put it there by her being such a rebellious person, you understand? Sometimes they will clone individuals. A lot of the celebrities have on silicone masks. And they, like I say, there's, like if they say, hey, look, check this out. We need you to pretend like you Maxine. You know what I'm saying? Then they make a face of her, and then they just put it over my neck. But they got to choose somebody who got that body style like her. And then you stand there and you just like this. So to silence her, because they can't get her to cooperate. Now, in some of these situations, you got to be concerned whether or not the person is, you know, dead or alive. Because they can take you on out and then clone you with those silicone masks. Nobody would never know. So expect, I don't know if anybody in here has already started having some issues with time scripts. Anybody have had any time script issues? If you have, pressed 1. Press 1 if you had any. Yes, she did. Okay, Shirley says she's had one. She said Maxine Waters had a serious, scared, sad face at the summit meeting recently. Oh, she got to be quiet now, because if anybody who think that they're going, anybody they think, you understand, that's going to slip up, they know how to take care of you. Yes, they do. Now, us commoners and stuff, we're fine. We're okay. A lot of us, because unless you got a big, huge influence, you know what I'm saying? If millions of people were coming here and getting my information, it would be a problem. If the suppression was not working, if the shadow banning was not working. So they got me where they want. They can shadow ban and suppress, keep things under control. Y'all, I got a shout out. I've been getting lots of shout outs. I got so far 4 shout outs on TikTok. People saying that, hey, look, I didn't know nothing about hoodoo, spirituality, what was going on in the world, until I came to Mother Wisdom Channel. And a lot of people said, you know, you have truly taught me a lot. And so what I'm going to start uploading them. I uploaded one to YouTube, and YouTube turned comments off, so can't nobody comment. I went back and had to go into my computer, because the only way to turn comments back on is to go inside of a computer, or, you know, a desktop or a laptop. I went and turned it back on. Then when I came back out, they turned it back on. So I had to go and open up the laptop, go back in there and turn it back on. Then I came out, they turned it off again. So we're just going back and forth all day yesterday. By that time, I've lost my comments. People who want to comment, or people who have commented, as they do that, I lose my comments. So these are the type of games they play. So you'll see the actual video titled YouTube, you need to know someone that works for you, is turning off my comments. They do that type of stuff. They do an array of things to try and get even with you. See what I'm saying? So the whole thing is to get even with you, because some of these people, they are just like you all. They have developed some type of interest in some kind of a way. Like you all have your interest in me, and they have theirs too. You know what I'm saying? So whatever their interest is, their interest may be just, I just don't like you. I just want to get even with you. I just like you. And they don't know you. But they think they know you because they've watched your videos. But the only way to get to know me is to be in my presence for a significant amount of time. So we can't assume because we're watching videos, because I read a comment, I know you now. I've seen some of your videos for the last 20 years. I know you now. No, you do not. And so don't get me confused with that you have personally encountered in your life, where somebody has done you some kind of a way, because it's not me. Don't get me confused with them. I'm talking about to the person who's at YouTube, okay? Don't get me confused. I have a job to do, just like you got one to do. My job is to let these people know what's really going on, so they be able to, so they can prepare themselves for judgment. Just like you need to be getting yourself prepared for judgment too. This is not a tit for tat. I don't have time to go back and forth with you, messing with my comment section. You are abusing your privileges, because I'm sure that the corporation YouTube, they do not know you're doing this. Okay? And if you knew, if you not, I'm the type of person, to be honest with you, the fact that I was adopted and I was just out there, I was taken from my mom. I have spirits that will fight. I'm not saying nobody else ain't got them, because I feel like everybody should have them. Some people just might have 1 or 2 spirits, but some people may have like an army, soldiers. They got that. I have soldiers, because they knew I needed that protection. Once I was taken from my mom's arms, somebody could have did anything to me. They could have raped me as a baby, mutilated me as a baby, cut my fingers off for the fun of it, burned my ears and torched my toes. I had divine intervention. Okay? So, and it was because I was chosen to this. I was anointed to do this, appointed to do this, chosen to do this big day. From 2008 to all the way now was my work. And now since then, I've seen lots of African American, lots of people now, of all races. But to think that African Americans will be embracing witchcraft now. Because I started on the scene where I was the only black woman, because like I said, white witches welcome here. They were my support. I never will forget. I have my hair hung down, y'all. I must confess that I'm a witch. I've been one all my life, had my hair down like this, because I was ready for the world to come in and nail me to the stake and drown me. But I never will forget. It was a white male witch. He said, "Welcome to the community." I don't know who he is, where he is right now, but that meant the world to me. And I would be on the forums with them. They would talk back and forth. That crowd looked like they done moved on, gone on. That was 15 years ago, 2008. And then others began to come. I remember one lady, it was 2009, African-American woman. Her name was Mother's Matriarchs. She came behind me, and me and her team together, and then more came and more came. I said, so it wasn't bad anymore to say, hey, I'm a witch. I was getting persecution from black people who were in the church. I rebuke you and all your minions and things like that. I started getting all that, but I kept going because they chose me for this moment. When they snatched me out of my mother's arms in 1967, there was a band of angels making sure that I got to safety. Because this right here, this moment, I had to bring it, me and others. And it makes me feel good to hear the young people say, shout out to Mother Wisdom. She got me here. That means my work was not in vain. 2008. I always say I was a baby witch. Just a baby witch coming here. Didn't know why I was doing it. But I knew when I was a little girl, something would always say, you are chosen. I didn't know what they was talking about. So I used to go around and tell everybody, hey, one day I'm going to be on TV. They said, you're ugly. You're too ugly to be on TV. The boys would say that. Have you seen Farrah Fawcett? You look nothing like her. Because to them, that was the standard of beauty. You know, you watch TV, the TV is the standard of beauty. But I said, I know it. I know for sure I'm going to be on TV. I never knew it was going to be like this situation right here. But yes, we all can be on TV now. I said, I'm meant for greatness. I'm meant for greatness. One thing I want to share with you all, this is very personal. I never will forget, it was in the 9th grade, it was the 10th grade, and Mr. Spina, that was our teacher. I think we were like taking literature or something like that, and he wanted us all to write a nice little story about how we're gonna die and all of that. And we would write stories, and we would get up in front of the class, and we'd read the stories and stuff like that. To the classroom. This one girl, her name was Anita. She was very, very, very gifted and very talented. Me and Anita we were gonna get to fight one time. And everybody said, please y'all don't need to fight. Y'all sisters, don't fight. So our arms was like this. Anita's arms was like this right here. They said, instead, give each other a hug. We gave each other a hug like that. I seen Nita about 20 years ago from that date and everything. So, me and her good. But anyway, Nita was very gifted. I used to like her stories. But coming back to me, he said, this time I want you all to write a story as to how you're going to die. So, I didn't even know. I just said, I'm going to be a great missionary. I don't know what made me say that. That's what's going to cause me to die. Everybody was looking like that. And I didn't know, I forgot about it. And then when I got deeper in here and I see all of these people who were speaking up the truth, like Nipsey Hussle and Dr. Sebi, and people that are trying to come forward and let people know the truth of what really goes on. And these people are dying. I'm like, okay, yikes, I wrote this letter. But I rebuke that. That ain't gonna happen to me. I rebuke it because you got, like, we got to realize future is not fluid. I mean, it is fluid, I'm sorry. The future is fluid. If you call me and you want a reading and I see you've been in a terrible accident, car accident or whatever, which I would never tell anybody like that, but that gives them the moment to change faith. That's why it's good to get readings, because then you can know what's ahead. And when you find out what's ahead, this is why, different birds and insects and people and the sky and things like that give you signs so you can reverse it. Which made me thought about something. Yesterday, I went to the bathroom and on my window there was a locust. Just plastered on my window. It's crazy because when that hurricane came here, we had the first veneration. And I'm telling you, that hurricane burst out windows all over this temple. And two women was here. And it was spooky and crazy to them. It was just this weird presence. You could smell the salt off of the sea, off of the ocean here. And I'm like, that's very strange because the ocean is about 3 hours from here, but you could smell it. But it was crazy, the experience and everything. And when we came through the door, there was a locust in the kitchen. There was a locust, and then boom, all hell broke loose. Yesterday, there was a locust on the one. That's going to be a terrible storm. Terrible storm. I don't know if they're going to call it a tropical storm, hurricane, tornado, or what have you. But that locust was there to let me know. And maybe it's already happened somewhere else, but usually when I see a locust, it's letting me know it's coming to my vicinity. The first time I saw the locust came to me, because it's something about locusts, they come to me for some reason, I don't know. Was when that tornado came, that F5, 2011, tore my house up, tore everybody's house up. Dead folk was on the ground in bags. And it was just something so hallowing about the moment. But anyway, I remember locusts. I was selling 2 chairs. I had 2 wingback velvet flowered chairs. No, pink chairs. Because my sister said she wanted flowers ones. And there's a estate sale. And I put it on Craigslist, and the lady she came was an older lady, a little older than me. She's about at least 10 years older than me. And all of a sudden, I was outside with her, and I had sold her daughter the 2 chairs. They was getting them loaded up on the truck. And I had a big broom. Mr. Willie used to buy them big old brooms from the hardware store. And she's like, could you sell me that broom too? And I said, no, ma'am, I'm going to need my broom. And then all of a sudden, a locust landed on my shoulder. And I was like, ah! And she said, it's not going to bite you. She said, it's a sign. There's going to be a real bad storm that's going to affect you. I ain't paying no attention. Sure enough, it happened. Older woman. She said, every time a locust come to you, it's going to be a storm that's going to do some damage. So I'm finna get ready to kind of try to secure a few things up in this joint. You know what I'm saying? Because it tore up that glass. That glass went upstairs. Y'all don't know how that felt. I got somebody in here, 2 people in here. And we just hearing glass, and they were scared. They were scared to death because they come from a place where they don't have, hurricanes. We have hurricanes here. But when I was a little girl, we used to have hurricanes. It's just the coast is getting so close to us now. We're starting to have them and stuff. And for them to hear all these glass busting out, hair just coming all through the house, rain just coming through the house. Lights went out. Everybody's supposed to be coming the next day. So I got to talk to the spirit. That's the spirit. I got folks coming from everywhere here to this veneration. And we don't have no electricity. We can't eat. We can't do nothing. I'm going to wind up having to cancel this. It was a flop. And I'm going to have to give everybody their money back. I remember the lady in the truck with me. She said, "Let there be light." We went to the store. She called. "The lights on." "What you mean the lights on? I'm in Walmart now, and it's pitch black. And we can't buy that because the cash registers are closed." The whole city of Selma was, I kid you not, I'm not lying. The whole city of Selma had no lights on, just this one street. You gonna tell me the ancestors can't do it? Hello? So the moral of the story, if you ain't got in contact with your ancestors, you in trouble. I'm in the chat, y'all. Oh, hey, John. Hey, Lydia. Akita got the light bulbs on up in this joint. Yes, she does. Akita, I'm looking for you. I'm looking for you, Akita. Hey, Tamu. Hey, Nefer sisters. Okay, what you said, Nefer sisters? You said just save the video. That way you can start watching it when Mother Wisdom is gone. Okay. Oh, yeah, Shirley said, no, Shirley, that's not going to work because some people are created and fixed for a given situation. This is where they're supposed to be. I'm not to persuade anyone. I'm just here to just give the good news, and if it resonates with you, okay, that's fine. If it don't, that's okay. We all are going to be on a different journey. You know what I'm saying? Every man, every woman is going to see things differently because the eyes see what the brain sees. Dr. Sebi. The eyes see what the brain sees. The brain is you. It's your genetic makeup. It's your program. It's all of those things. Your brainwashing, your trauma. It's how you see the world. Don't forget it. I'm not here at all to convince anybody nothing. It's a waste of time. I was on TikTok going back and forth with somebody. A lady planted corn. And if you go back to 2009 on my on the Mother Wisdom channel on a desktop only or a laptop. Some people say on an iPhone you can go back that far, but you can't on an Android or Android tablet. Her corn was, you'll see that I have had plenty of gardens, plenty of crops. Her corn was this tall as of like last week. And I said, I just only offered advice. I said, if you're gonna do, she put it on the side of her house. I said, if you want true corn the following year, because it's over with now, get your corn in the ground. And this is for my zone, so I don't know what zone she's in, but get your corn in the ground by March. The first week of March, corn is to be planted in the ground. Okay? The later you plant it, like if you plant it in April, the smaller your corn is going to be, because a corn it has a long germination period as far as its fruiting time, its harvesting time. You see what I'm saying? So if your corn is looking like this in June, it's a wrap. To produce actual corn, your corn should be at least standing about 10 feet tall, because the taller the corn, the longer the ears. Once corn tassels, it's over. And if it's that small, it's not going to tassel. So I knew, okay, it's over with, because you want your corn to get larger and larger and larger and larger. Once that tassel there, it's a wrap. And the harvesting time for corn in my zone is between now and the 4th of July. So the 4th of July harvesting time, I mean, the 4th of July is all about harvest. This is the time when you've grown your food over the spring. Now you got your food, you know. Some things tend to harvest fast, like early girl tomatoes will harvest fast. You might have tomatoes in 60 days, or you may have squash in 60 days. Some things you will, but this is the time when you got lots of okra, corn, tomatoes, squash, bell peppers. That's what the celebration was all about. So the slaves would come in and they will pick and all pick this stuff, and then they would do some other stuff that we didn't care for, okay? But then they start hollering, oh, it's independence, it's independence. No, it's just harvesting time. That's it. And around now is when you're going to see your mason jars, which is a shortage on that. Your mason jars, your pickling agents, you know, and stuff start showing up in your grocery stores and stuff, in your boilers, the boilers that you start canning with. They're going to be popping up now because what they did is they, I got one over here now. These are like pickling jars. But most people use Ball. Ball is one of the most famous ones from way back. But these are like what you call your generic pickling jars. And what we'll do is we will cut up the string beans that we've picked and wash them real good. And package them in these jars. Distill water. Salt them, because that's like a preservative and it make taste good. Put them in here. Put the top on it. Whatever kind of seasoning you want to put in there with them string beans, or, you know, and you got your big boiler, your water bath, but you have to scald these first. It was very important that they scald them first and clean them properly, because not stretcher but botulism was real, and the ptomaine poisons will kill you. So, you know, you want to make sure this clean, because if you got any germs in this jar, it's with the food. And people back in the day would eat food and die. Honey, that's why they say don't get no honey to no baby, no small baby. The immune system ain't good, because it is botulism is in honey, okay? And so they take these right here after sunset. It's all day long. They got the shells put up here. They got these in the baths, they boiling them, and that top has to go in. If that top did not go in there, that means you go ahead and eat that up. That was going to be for dinner the next day or whenever, okay? But if that top is in there good, it's a certain kind of top. This is not the top you use. It got a ring on it. If you put the first part on it and put that ring on there like that, that top go down in there good. That's good. These things will last forever, longer than a canned good. I know somebody that had one for since they said their grandma was canning, still sitting there just pretty. Those people perfected this, so everything will be canned. Tomatoes, canned, because that's where you get tomato paste and soups from. They're prepared tomatoes. Get the peelings off the tomatoes. It ain't good when you preserve it. And they had string beans preserved. They had black-eyed peas preserved. They call them purple hull peas preserved. They had peaches and all this stuff. So, and then if they weren't necessarily preserving it just to be in a jar like this, you know, where you could just put it in a bowl and boil it over the wintertime, because they had to preserve all the vegetables and fruits, because in the wintertime you can't grow anything. So it was very important that you had a large stock of food or you die the winter. That's why my son says you need the unity, the cohesiveness with neighbors, because if you run out of food, your neighbors will have mercy on you most of the time, because they know if they can take you over to over the winter. That the next time if they in trouble, you'll take them up. Do y'all know how many people died because their crops failed? If your crops fail, you died. So it's not going to be all this independent thing. You know, you get your, I got mine, you know. You're not going to survive. That neighbor, you got to be able to go over there and say, hey, look, we ain't got nothing to eat. I'm indebted to you this summer. I'm going to help you work your crops. Or if you was a blacksmith, I'm going to help make shoes for your horse. I'm going to do something. I'm just telling y'all this because this is where you going back to. But it's going to be more difficult because like here in Alabama, they done droughted everything. Everything burnt up. Everything burnt up. Because they creating conditions like that because they don't want you to grow your own food. This is an agriculture state. How come we ain't got no fruits and no vegetables, nothing growing? When it grows, it burns or it rots. All by their design. So you would have to have a fully functioning greenhouse. They've been messing with the sun and all of this different stuff. So this greenhouse would have to have water that kicks on to water, cooling system in it when summer gets here, heating system when winter gets here, and lights to shine over the plants as an artificial sun. So if you were not just creating like canned things to drop in a pot, boil it and eat it, then you would have to, then you would make, like, people don't realize you can preserve watermelon. And I didn't know that. They preserve everything, honey. Cantaloupes, watermelon. Now watermelon, I said, never heard of that. Where they would make jams. So things that were soupy, they would turn them into jams. Grapes, muscadines, berries, jams. So that's where that came from. Fig preserves is what they call them. Peach preserve, pear preserve. Granted, them one plant. Boiled eggs, because chicken is always laying eggs. We got an abundance. We're going to boil those eggs down. We're going to peel them. And we're going to have what? Pickled eggs. Put your peppers in there. They got all kind of recipes in there. Have your coarse black pepper in there. And you salt it down real, real good. And you got a jar of pickled eggs. That's going to take you through the winter. Because the chicken stop laying when it gets cold. Everything was in a jar. Pickles come from cucumbers. Cucumbers, once you get them going, which, you know, our weather messed up, so I don't know. It's been a minute, but a cucumber, as soon as you see it this big, if you don't go and pick it by tomorrow, it's going to be about this big. And they ain't no good when they're that size. So you have to get them like this. And some people will put them in whole. Some people will slice them. You got a recipe, you make your brine, you got your salt, your black pepper, you got your peppers or whatever you want in here. Good, and they're very good for blood pressure. Watermelon, like I said, and they had some watermelon preserve. And she told me she wanted me to taste kind of sour, but she said that's just what they had to do. I've had pepper. That's another one, like the berries and figs and stuff. They're fragile, so you can't necessarily. Now, some people, you know, swear up and down. I know how to do it. Okay, I'm not trying to say you can't, because I know folks go to back and forth. My great, she could do it. Oh, she could. Okay, well, that's good. But most people make like preserves out of that. So, but anyway, I had some pepper jam. You can have jalapeno jam. It's just like a jelly. It's sweet and everything, but you take them and you put them on crackers or bread or something like that, spread it on there. It's real good too. And we got all kind of peppers. We got banana peppers. We got jalapeno peppers, habanero peppers, peppers. I ain't been able to grow none of it this year because I just started out with a container garden. But if you got a whole lot of money in the bank, get your money out the bank and invest in a serious commercial greenhouse. I'm talking about one that where the fan just kick on. Because right now, if you got a greenhouse, the fan got to be turning. The windows got to be up so air can go inside of it. And like, you know, I never will forget, I was talking to my auntie. She said, "Where the hell you know all this from?" I said, "Auntie, I got the records in my DNA. I ain't forgot." She said, "But all this stuff you talking about, they weren't doing it," which, you know, I know a lot of what I'm talking about. A lot of people already know that. But I was even telling her without even knowing, I've never done it, how to make your own soap. Because, see, we had to make our own soap way back when. The information was given to me. Every ancestral thought that they thought is here with me. It's in my DNA. You don't have to teach your baby to turn his head to suckle your breast after you have a baby. It automatically knows by instinct. Instinct is a what? Record. A recorded record in the DNA. And I was telling her, potash soap. She said, "What?" I said, "Yeah, what? Where did I get that from?" I said, "I want to make some potash soap." She said, "Girl, you talking like my great-great-great-grandma now." I said, "Auntie, all you got to do," and I'm just telling her. She said, "Where you get it from?" I said, "I don't know, just coming to me." I said, "When you get the ashes and you're going to let them soak in some hard water or rainwater for so many days, then you're going to take it and you're going to put it on the fire, or do it outdoors if you want to, and you're going to stir that and you're going to stir some hog fat in there, Auntie. Where you get that from?" I said, "I don't know where I get it from. I'm going to put some salt in it too, Auntie. I'm going to put some salt in there. And I might just put some other little things in there to make it smell good." She said, "You should know that." And then after that, cool, I'm going to pour it in some as a mold. I'm going to cut it all up and then wrap it up in some, what you call that paper? Wax paper. That's the way we used to do it. She said, "No, you didn't." I said, "I sure didn't do it like that, but somebody used to do it like that, you know." And I was telling her, smokehouse. I was talking about the smokehouse. That's another thing. They made their own soap. They washed their clothes in that lye soap. Nobody had no rashes, no bumps, no moles, no warts, nothing on them, because they bathed in lye, not bathed. The old folks, they said they bathed in lye soap. Okay? They rubbed that down to a powder after they made that lye soap. Fine powder, washing powder. Remember Octagon soap, that brown Octagon soap? That's the true soap. They don't make it no more. You're going to have to learn how to start back making it. Buying a bunch of soap ain't the answer. Learning how to make some, that's the answer. Spinning cotton. She said, "What you know about it?" I said, "Auntie, I took my foot and I went back and forth with my feet and I spin that cotton to thin. I had to take the seeds out of it first. And I know what I was talking about. See, we're full of seed. You had to pull them all out of the seed. Then we pull them all out of the seed. We took it and we used something like this. We turn it until we get it thin. And then from there, we'll put it on the machine and loom it and turn it. And we'll have all kind of pretty little cloths and stuff like that. I could talk to y'all for days about this. But I'm only 55. And I grew up in a middle class home in Birmingham, Alabama, where we had automatic washer, automatic dryer, never had to wash. Well, my mom would put us on a rub bowl sometimes. She'd say, "Get this, it's a rub board or wash board," but she called it a rub bowl sometimes. She said, "Get that rub bowl. Y'all gonna wash on that rub bowl now." I had to wash on it, and it's only fair that y'all do it too. So she'll make us sometimes just to teach us how hard life is to make, get this big old huge foot tub and put the water in there, put the clothes in there, put us some washing powder in there. She'd always give us a big block of Octagon soap, brown Octagon soap. So, you know, on the underarm, she'd make you wash it, and then, but when it's time for the underarm, you'd have to use Octagon soap under the underarms and the crotch of your underwear. Put the Octagon soap there, wash it, rinse it, and she'd stand over and make sure we did it right. You know, if it was raining, you still won't get out of it. She said, "Go ahead, don't fill that bathtub up. Get on your knees and put that rub board on there." Anybody ever use a rub board? I hate those things. But get you a rubbo, because the day where we going, you're going to need your rubbo. Yeah, go and get your rubbo in your foot tub. They come real big. Get them while you can, because it's going to be hard to get a rubbo soon. It's going to be hard to get a wash bucket. What you call them things? Big old galvanized foot tubs. That's when they come big. They used to have the kind where you could just sit down inside of it. How do we do the meat? In the wintertime, you know what I'm saying? By fall, we would start hunting. And the men go out with the shotgun rifles, fall, because that's when the deer start to come up out of hibernating. You understand? Deers, they ate bear meat too. They ate everything. Quail and duck and geese. You understand? Squirrels. And so then they would come back with the most meat they can bring back, the most likely you'll be able to survive the winter. So that was very important to keep lots of yard chickens and stuff like that, so you can have eggs, you know, pickle them, because like I said, in the wintertime you're not going to be able to have no eggs, because chickens don't produce, and you're going to eat them. And so this is where, you know, like I said, let's go back to the fall hunting season. You understand what's going to take you through to the wintertime, so you have protein or you'll be weak. So, you know, you want to hunt lots of game, especially turkeys. Turkeys don't live but 1 year, y'all. I had a turkey. It lived on 12 months. You get your turkey in the spring. You take good care of them, because they get big fast, because by right around Thanksgiving, you know, when it dies, you want to kill it before it dies. So everybody knows that there's a certain time you take that turkey on down before it dies, so you can go ahead on and get him cleaned up and everything. And back then they didn't have freezers. They had like boxes, like at one point, you know, they had boxes, like metal boxes, where the Iceman would come around every day. And I don't know where the fuck I'm getting all this information from, but the Iceman would come around, you know, on his bike and sell you so much ice, you know, that'll go inside of your box to keep stuff cool. So you was buying ice every single day. But for those who didn't have an ice box and was not going to be buying ice every single day, what they would do is they would go to, and they built them a little smokehouse, you know, a little smokehouse. And so they get that smokehouse going, you know, put that fire in there, and they have certain type of woods they put in there, like pecan wood. They really like the, hickory. Okay, yeah. Hickory wood. Okay. Hickory wood was their favorite, hickory. And so what they'll do, they set that smokehouse with that hickory smoke. And then they'll get that coarse salt, because you had to go to the market to get the salt. Put that coarse salt in there, and the chicken, if you're going to smoke chicken. You as hen, you smoke the hen, you know. Because you want to keep your chicken alive. As long as your chicken is producing eggs, you want to hold on to them. It's just when that chicken stops laying eggs, then it's more or less like a waster than it is anything that's going to be productive. So this is where you get your hen from. They get old, you go ahead on and stew that hen down, roast that hen or what have you, smoke that hen, smoke that turkey, smoke that hog. You got cut that hog up. You got pickled pig feet. Tell them what you know about this. Pickled pig feet. He around here listen. Let them know what you know about them days when we used to smoke meat. Come here. Please tell her. Come on, Sonny. Tell them how you used to smoke it. This man here. Now I gotta tell you. Come here, Sonny. Sonny, come here. Here, Sonny. Sonny, I want you to tell them, cause I know you. This is my Paul Willie. He's reincarnated back through me. Remember I told you about my Paul Willie? He was my great grandfather. Look here, right here. We back. Mm-hmm. But you don't remember being Paul Willie, do you?
Don't know nothing about it. How y'all doing, YouTube world?
You don't know nothing about it. But how you tell them what about these steam? Look. Paul Willie used to work on steam train. How you know about steam train?
Hey, let me tell y'all something. I don't know nothing about it. I just know I'm fascinated with it. That's the only thing I can tell you.
Tell them what you tell them about them steam trains. How you keep them steam train tires moving like this.
The only thing I can tell you, they work on steam. And if the
Okay.
steam run out, boom.
Okay, okay, what you gotta put in there though, in the steam room? You were telling me all this, now he don't wanna talk
You
about
gotta
it.
put coal, you gotta put coal. I'm pretty sure a lot of people know you put water and coal together and that produce steam. But it gotta be pressurized under heat. But you have, water and steam.
You used to work on the steam trains, remember you told me this? You knew
We'll
what,
probably another lifetime.
you see how they come here and they get spoiled. I'm gonna have to put you back out there
Put
in the
back
field
in the
picking
field.
that cotton. Tell them how you pick cotton.
What about that?
Oh, what you was telling me about that cotton, Pooh?
What about it?
Tell him about that cotton. He's shy now. Tell him about what you telling me about the cotton. Tell him about picking how you pick that ground up and get it good and soft. So
We talking about
you
something
can
else way
do.
back in 2011.
How you knew how to do all that?
I don't know. It just came to me.
See
I
that?
couldn't tell
You were
you.
agriculturist in your life, and you remember you told me you wanted to get you a farm so you can do hay and all that. You wanted equipment. You changed your mind about all that?
Not at all.
What you gonna do?
Well,
Them
with
days
inflation,
over, it ain't.
With weather and all
Yeah,
that, it's
them days
changed,
over, it ain't.
Things have changed. I ain't saying I never
You got
do
all
it.
kind of back trouble and leg trouble and all kind of stuff. You can't do that no more, huh?
I can do it. You talking about something when I was like 21
Come
years
here.
old. I was 21.
Come here, they want to see you.
I gotta hit this snoop pretty close.
Okay.
Yeah.
What time is it?
It's
Come look.
it's 9:37.
Okay, come
Yeah,
look.
that's it.
Tell them about that. What you was just talking about.
What about what?
They can't see you. Tell them about that.
About
them
the
days.
farming? Oh.
Yeah, about the farming.
Well, it's something I did maybe twice. I did it twice, and the times I did it was real nice. Now, like I told, like my mother was telling me, I didn't know nothing about farming or none of that. I just went out there and did it, and it came out for the good. But guess what happened?
What happened?
Storm came by and tore it all up.
No, but that was the best crop we ever
Yeah.
had. That crop was, ooh, child. You talking about the year that tornado came?
Yeah.
Boy, that was the best. You remember all that stuff we grow? We had watermelons and cucumbers and how come we can't get none of that now?
Well, anyway.
I'm gonna have to move. I'm about to get out of here. He's shy, y'all. He don't want to talk about it now. He think it's weird. Do you believe in reincarnation?
Yeah.
Okay. He said, yeah, but he looking at it, he said he got to go though. Okay, y'all, it's been nice. I'm gonna have to leave now. Y'all just come down here. Can you turn that main system air conditioner off upstairs and the one down here for me? Okay. Probably need to leave some of these ceiling fans spinning in here because the plants are getting too hot. Woo, y'all. Hey, Sonya, how you doing? Hey, Kay. Did I miss anybody? Hey, how are you? So we're gonna do I'm gonna do another story time. I'm gonna talk about way back yonder ways. Like he said, we're going back yonder. You know, my hair, they said my hair used to be real high on my head. I feel like I'm the reincarnation of my grandmother. She had a very, very difficult life. And my hair, I had long hair and it was high on my head. They got long hair now too on. And they said that she would stick. She had everything stuck in her hair, matches and things like that. She would use her hair to hold things in, you know what I'm saying? Like a pencil may be in there, you know, just whatever, you know, this was just where she kept everything at. And I gotta go, y'all, bye-bye. Hey, Quinita, bye-bye. Please rate and subscribe. Hey, Aisha. Hey.